Hi everyone, welcome to today's episode of Pokemon Math. Today, this week we are going to do something a little bit different where we are going to add Pokemon and different other characters to our math to make it a little bit fun. Just so you know, the pictures that I have used in this video are not mine. They were found online. So thank you to the people that made these pictures. Just remember that these pictures are not mine, that I found them online. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. So, for most of you, you may know what Pokemon are. They're originally called little pocket monsters. And here we have Bulbasaur, Pikachu, Squirtle, and Charmander. So if you watched the old school version of it, these are some of the, first Pokemon that you see. And if you start out as a Pokemon trainer, you get your choice of either a Bulbasaur, Squirtle, or Charmander. Pikachu was offered to one of the characters because he was running late and they ran out of Pokemon, so he was given Pikachu. And it's a cute little episode. If I can find it, I'll link it into the Google Classroom or to this video as well. Alright, so today, in today's episode, we are going to be telling time. We're going to be telling time with these clocks. These are called analog clocks, or the old school clocks. A lot of people don't use them anymore, but it is still important to read them because some places just have these clocks. They don't have the digital one where it shows you the actual numbers. So if you don't know how to read it, don't worry. We're gonna, and you see these numbers right here. We're not going to worry about it for this lesson. You will be learning it either later in first grade or second grade. So this is just kind of an introduction to how to read a clock. Alright, so telling time. So there's two important things that you need to know about telling time on a clock. Is that we have two hands. Well, three things, but I'll go over the third one in a second. So there's two things. So we have the small hand. The small hand points to the hour, so that tells us if it's 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 again. And we also have the big hand, which is here in pink, and it points to the minutes. So here, we know that the hour is 3, and the minutes are, it's not going to be 12, it starts off, as you can see here, it starts off at 0. So here, the time is actually 3 o'clock. Okay? And then when the big hand points to the 12, it is o'clock. So here would be 3 o'clock, as mentioned before. So let's go ahead and go over some of the times here that we see, okay? So for example, we have the little hand. The little hand is going to tell us the hour. And the big hand is going to tell us the minute. So remember, we're only doing, the big hand is always going to be pointing to the 12, so that means that it's going to be o'clock, right? We're not worried about 3:10, 3:15, or things like, or anything like that. We're just worried about the o'clock. So as you can see here, the hour hand, the little hand, is in the 2. The big hand is in the 12, so that means that it's 2 o'clock. Okay? Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at this one. Here, what I like to do is I like to look at the little clock first, the little hand first, and then take a look at the big hand. So here, I see that the o'clock is pointing directly at the 5. Okay? Our hand, small, is pointing to the 5. And the big hand is pointing to the 12, which means it's o'clock. So here we have 5 o'clock. Here we see that the hand has moved over to the 9. The hour hand has moved over to the 9. The big hand stays the same. It's going to be at 12. So here it is 9 o'clock. Okay? Here we see the hand has moved to the 11. It's pointing right directly at 11. Now sometimes it'll be over here. It doesn't matter as long as it's kind of like pointing to the number. Here we have the little hour hand is 11. 12 is o'clock. And do you want to try to guess what this is? Okay, so make sure that you're looking at the hour hand first. Hour hand is pointing to 3. Big hand to 12. 3 o'clock. Alright, and our last one for this practice right here is, we see that the little hand, the hour hand is pointing to the 6. And the big hand is pointing to the... Yes, so that means it is 6 o'clock. Alrighty, so now you might be wondering, why do I have these type of Pokemon? So here I have Gengar and Haunting. Now they both look like they both are ghost Pokemon. So that means that they're going to come out at night. So now we're going to focus on what time, if it's going to be in the morning or night, these Pokemon are going to come out. Alright, so here we have our first two. So remember, Gengar and Haunting only come out at night. So we need to correctly guess or correctly know and tell the time. So here, remember, look at the little hand first, and then the big hand. Alright, it is 8 o'clock, and is it going to be in the morning or at night? Yes, it's going to be at night. 8 o'clock at night. Alright, let's take a look at this one. This one's a little bit trickier because we have to think if it's actually dark or if it's going to almost be dark. So here, what time is it? Yes, it is 5 o'clock. Now, are Gengar going to come out in the morning or in the afternoon? Because there's no 5 at night, but there's a 5 in the afternoon. That's right, they are going to come out at 5 in the afternoon. 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Alright, so now we're going to focus on daytime Pokemon. Daytime Pokemon is pretty much everyone else. They are active in the morning. No, I don't know all of them. I don't remember all of them. I do know Chikorita, I think. There we have the starter pack, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Charmander, Pikachu, and these are a lot of the newer ones. These are the original ones, and all of these ones on the outside are the second generation Pokemon. So, they all look like, you know, animals. I think this one's Greco. Yeah. This is Totodile, because it kind of looks like a crocodile with a mixed with a T-Rex or something. And this is one of my favorites, the penguin looking one. I actually don't remember what it's called, but you can also correct me if you actually know. And this is Chimchar, I think. Yeah. Alright, and I know this one's Mudkip. Alright, so these Pokemon are daytime Pokemon. That means they come out in the morning or in the afternoon. 5 o'clock is kind of the late afternoon, so that was the exception. Alright, so these Pokemon are going to come out at this time and this time. So, what time is this? Remember, look at the little hand first. Little hand says 1 o'clock in the morning or afternoon? Afternoon, right? Because that's when we have sunlight. They like to come out when it's sunny out. Alright, now, they also like to come out at this time. What is this time? 9 o'clock. Very good. 9 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock in the morning? Yes, 9 o'clock in the morning. That's when they're usually getting up and ready to go. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed this lesson of telling time with Pokemon. Tomorrow we're going to do a different lesson. It'll have to do with, the rest of this week is going to be a little bit different. We're going to focus on saving, income, and fun things like that. Alright, thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time.